Hey guys, what is up? Above Ordinary here with a new creation that I made just recently for a series that I'm going to be making. So right off the bat, we'll get to it. This is a days lived counter. This is a counter that adds up how many days you've survived in your world. And as long as you make it at the very beginning, then you can keep track of how many days there have been. So let me just do this. Scoreboard. Objectives, remove, and then days lived. Ooh, what did I do? Scoreboard, objectives. I did spell objectives wrong. I spelled it objectives. There we go. Okay, so what you're going to need is 3 command blocks, a daylight sensor, and 3 pieces of redstone and a comparator. And obviously, because of the command blocks, you can't do this in survival. So what I recommend doing is switching to creative, putting this into your world, making sure nothing can blow it up by doing something like this. And I'll show you guys this later. And then, and then just putting it on the all the codes here. So I'll show you guys how to do it real quick. First off, you need 3 command blocks. So we'll put 2 right next to each other, like so. Okay, like so. And then we're going to do this one. Scoreboard, objectives, add, days lived, dummy, days lived. And you don't need this part, but I just added in for, it's kind of a redundancy, but scoreboard, almost did it again. Objectives, add, days lived, and you can make this whatever you want. This is just what I wanted to call it. Days lived. Okay. And you have to make sure you type it in the exact same in everything. So days, capital D, underscore lived. And then for this one, we have to do scoreboard, objectives, and then set display, days, actually it's set display list, or you can also put, what is it, sidebar, or you can do the last one, which is, I think, below name. I think it's like that. But if you're in single player, then you can't see that because it'll be displayed right above your head, and there's no way of seeing that above your head. So we'll do list to keep it from being obtrusive. List days lived. Now we should see it. That was wrong. Scoreboard objectives. Oh, wrong one. Scoreboard objectives set display list days lived. Okay. I just didn't put a redstone signal to it. So let me do this. Then go grab a button. And then plop it down. Press the button. And there we go. You can see 0 days lived because we haven't gone through a full day yet. And then we have to make this. Let's make sure that, okay. So what you'll need is a daylight sensor, which I don't have in my inventory right now, so get out of here. Daylight sensor. Okay, so what you need to do is put a daylight sensor down, 3 pieces of redstone, then a comparator. Well, you don't really need the comparator, but I choose to. And then you put down your command block, and then the command block is going to say scoreboard players add at all days lived 1. So scoreboard players add at all, and this can be at player, at random, it doesn't really matter if you're in single player, but if you're in multiplayer, I suggest at all. Scoreboard players at all days lived, and then 1. And you want to make sure you only have one of these running in your world at one time, or else it will add like 3 days per one you've lived. So I'm going to put this redstone back. The night seems to be setting, so I'm going to grab a bed, which I believe is in decorations. Yep, it is. Get out. I don't need you. Wait, I need the bed. I don't need the daylight sensor. Get out of here. Let me pick that up. Plop the bed down. Okay. Now we just wait for nighttime. And I recommend 3 pieces of redstone, even though you can make this more compact by just making it 1 or even 0. But if you make it 3, that'll turn off the redstone signal right when you're allowed to go to bed. And really, I would recommend more than 3. I would recommend about as many as you can get. So I would do it like that. Even though it's more, it's less space efficient, it would make it better because let's say you don't wait for it to get all the way night, and so that way the sensor won't turn completely off. If it doesn't turn completely off when you sleep, it won't register that as a full day. And if you do that repeatedly, that's just bad. Okay, apparently I triggered something. Oh, okay, so I put this down and I made it 1 by accident. So let's just do scoreboard. Oh my god. Scoreboard players. I think it's set at all. Capital D days lived, and then 0. Set me back to 0. And so that turned off. Let's just cover this up. Actually, I gotta show it. Then we're going to sleep in my bed. Remember, 0 days lived. If I sleep through the night, it counts every day as like a full day and night. So as soon as I wake up, it resets to 1. And this is just the inside. I just made this tower thing to make it look aesthetically pleasing, even though you don't need it. And then the button here is linked to the command that I showed you guys, scoreboard objectives add days lived. So that just adds it to it, or makes a scoreboard, and then a repeater on a 1 tick delay, so that way you can list it and make sure there aren't any sort of bugs that would interfere with it. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have here. Oh, come on. So just this, and then I'm also going to show you guys that it works even when the chunk is unloaded, which is really cool, which isn't the same for any of the daylight sensors that I've found. So let's just get an open hand. There we go. And we'll fly through my amazing redstone test world. I did this using a program called Spritecraft, Porygon, Flareon. So the chunk is now unloaded, but we're just going to keep going farther. This is Dratini. This is the first generation sprites. So they're primarily yellow. GBA ripped by Grim and Bonesaw. Okay, whatever. Please give credit if used. Okay. Credit to Grim and Bonzel. I didn't even know this was here. I couldn't read it in the actual image. This is from Pokemon Yellow. And okay, whatever. 0 through 151. And then that's just the address, I guess. Please give credit. Okay. So we're going to do well, first off, show you guys we have 1 day lived. And then we're going to do /time set 1400. Okay, now it's nighttime. Days lived 1. And now we're going to do time set 0. Days lived 2. So it works when the chunk is unloaded, which is very, very cool and something that I wasn't expecting. I was actually expecting to have to put this every like 200 blocks, and I knew that would screw up the days because it would add more days if I traveled at all. It would make it say that I lived 2 days instead of living 1. But so anyway, guys, this has been Above Ordinary, showing you a day counter that works even when the chunk is unloaded, and it works via scoreboards. So if you liked it, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys later, hopefully soon in my new series that I plan on using this for. So anyways, I will see you later.